There's a lot of organizations that fail because they don't have a goal. A lot of organizations bring my company in to work with different groups within their companies, and I always ask the CEOs when I'm meeting with them, what's your number one challenge? And most of them say communication. You know, if we could communicate better as a team, things would be better. But that's not really their problem. People are typically pretty good communicators, but the problem with those organizations is they have no vision. There's no common goals. If you don't have goals, you have a communication problem because you have nothing to communicate. So a team has to have a common goal, and then you have to communicate. Number one, competition. Now, we look at competition and think, well, that's something that's needed. You know, a lot of organizations in their sales teams, they have these internal competitions for, a trip or a bonus or all these different things. But competition internally is not good because we all should be working towards a common goal. We should be looking at what's best for the team, not what's best for me. So, a good example of this. I'm originally from Philadelphia, so I'm a huge Philadelphia Eagles fan. And a bunch of years ago, we had a receiver who happened to play for the Cowboys a couple of years later. And he was known for a saying where he said, "I love me some me." His name was Terrell Owens. And if Terrell Owens had a game where he had 10 catches and the team lost by 21 points, he was happy. So he's okay as long as his stats were good, and we see that a lot. As long as I get mine, then we're good. But again, what's best for the team? Not about personal accomplishment, because when the team succeeds, you'll succeed. But if you're striving to succeed without the team, then it's going to be really hard for you to succeed, and you'll end up off the team, like Terrell Owens is now. The next thing, this is, in our organization, there's really only one thing that you could say that can get you fired in my company, and it's not my job. If we have an employee that says it's not my job, gone. Because every good job description in an organization, in a team that you might put together, every good job description will say all other duties as assigned. So what does that mean? Anything goes. Anything that you can do to make the team better, you have to do. So it doesn't matter if it's not something you like to do. It's what's best for the team. So it's not my job. I'd be happy to do that because we're working towards a common. Next, believing the myth that there's no I in team. So you've heard that a lot. There's no I in team. It's not about you. All that stuff. Well, there is an I in team, and that I is for personal responsibility. So on your team, you should always ask yourself this question: what can I do to make the team better? So, what can I do to make St. Edward's University better? And instead of complaining about things you don't agree with, complaining about parking or complaining about all the other things, what can I do to make it better? When we look at our country, a lot of times we look at our leadership problems and we always look to the top. But what about us? What can we do to make a difference? Instead of blaming everybody else, what can I do? So that's the question that we should be asking ourselves, and that's the I that's in team. And lastly, following the golden rule. Now, the golden rule is great, and it's do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Treat others the way you want to be treated. But there's a problem with that. What would happen if I treated my wife the way I want to be treated? If it was up to me, I don't want anybody to ever really talk to me. I want to go home after a long day. I want to sit on my couch, and I want silence. So what would happen if that's the way I treated her? It wouldn't go over too well, would it? So the platinum rule is treat other people the way they want to be treated, the way they need to be treated. So that means we have to know other people's personalities. We have to know their goals, know what they like, what they dislike. We have to know the people that you're on a team. And so sometimes people question why we say, the golden rule is wrong. You shouldn't question the golden rule. It's just misinterpreted. It should be treat other people the way they want to be treated. Because it's not about us. It's about them.